Field Note 604.2. Clarity and resolve arrive with comfort and consequence.
It's not just the answers, not just the quotes. It's life in the margins. It's time for CluffsNotes. So there's a lot of details in this journey that I am intentionally not sharing. Some of them are very complicated, and honestly, some are just too painful. For my kids, for Laverne, for Michael, for me, for others. Often when people meet me and Michael now, 20 plus years later, there's this assumption when we talk about our start. They see us making dinner, they see us playing with the grandkids, they see us hosting on the back patio. It's sweet, but we're always sure to tell them it's a love story that's also a tragedy. It came with casualty. There's grief, there's betrayal, there's lies, there's a lot of hurt. And for the people who loved us, I hate that is part of their journey. So a year and a half into my friendship with Michael, it all came to a head. Looking back, we were not healthy. We were consumed. When I finally told Laverne, one of the things she wanted to do was start fighting the fight with me. She's like, let me join you. Let me into the battle that you've kept hidden in your head. She wanted to understand. She wanted to save, obviously, what we had. And I, at the point where I did not have any hope, but when she asked me to go to counseling, I said yes. Not because I thought counseling was going to fix us, but because I knew she deserved to know the truth. She deserved to know what's been going on in my head for the last 17 years of our marriage. I owed it to her, if nothing else, just to lay it out. So that summer we went week after week. A Christian counselor. I was very skeptical. I told him. He said, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just help you to sort things out. And slowly that summer I did. I started pulling down those puzzle pieces that I kept up in my sky pile. All those blue pieces that I assumed were sky, laying them out and examining them. The truth about them hit me. They were not sky pieces at all. They were water.
Some pictures only make sense when they're seen from a different perspective.
Recently, my daughters told me that I'm a triple water sign, whatever that means. However, the metaphor fits, because those pieces that I kept hiding out of fear, out of shame, out of duty, they were water, not sky. I kept trying to put them in the sky because they had reflections of sky in them, and I wanted them to be sky. As I started putting this puzzle together, the clarity was that things are not going to get easier. In fact, this realization made it even harder. It meant I cannot go back and pretend anymore. I couldn't hold out hope that something is going to fix this. I could not hold for something that was no longer real. That would be cruel to me. It'd be cruel to others. Stuck in this holding pattern I knew I could not live up to. And I want to be very clear, even a future with Michael wasn't guaranteed. I did not enter any of this with that as the goal. I had to do this for me, whether Michael was a part of it or not. And it wasn't long after I moved out that Michael did too, but we didn't move in together. For 5 years, we lived apart. Close enough to be in our kids' lives, but intentional about not compounding damage. We were both navigating some very deep waters, sometimes together, sometimes apart. I had to make peace with all of this for me, and I had to move forward. And those are some hard years, and I'll talk about some of them in the next episodes. I was working multiple jobs. I started facing these theological questions. I couldn't just turn off all of those. I had to get answers and align my thinking. I had to figure out what it meant to live fully, not secretly. I had to start understanding how all of this freed me to become a leader one day. I realized that once you live through this kind of conflict and you told the truth about it, well, the next hard conversation does not quite feel so impossible. So here's your nudge. I, of all people, have no judgment of anyone that's not ready to talk about their sky pieces. But I hope, for your sake, for clarity's sake, you can find a place to talk about whatever your sky pieces are that don't seem to fit in your puzzle. Preschool Papa here. Big humans. Resilience is real. Kids have it. Adults have it. But let's be careful not to use it as an excuse to give them battles that they didn't ask for. Let's create spaces, families, tribes where the goal isn't just surviving, but growing strong enough to thrive. Protect those little ones. Help them know they're not alone.
Because they just don't know.
Another reel for the shelf.
Field note 804.99. Subject embraces the parts of his world he can control. Shame, brokenness, helplessness, gone. Resolve, growing. Future, uncertain.